Hi everybody, Dr. Carla Morton for Fort Worth ISD School Board here with another car rant. So despite what the title of this video says, I want to start in a little different place. So let's talk about drinking, specifically drinking alcohol, and how you can drink alcohol in this country, and that you may feel that you should be able to drink alcohol anywhere, and including if you're going to operate a motor vehicle, and that if you that it's your right to do that, that you should be able to drink as much as you want, and that people should just trust you that it'll be okay and that you're not a problem. And that if people do feel that you are putting them in danger, then you know what? They don't have to drive on the road. They can just stay off the road, and that's their choice. And you get to you make your choices for you, and they get to make their choices for them. However, we have decided as a society that we are in this together, and that we have some shared responsibility for the well-being and safety of our neighbors. So we have laws that say you are not supposed to operate a motor vehicle when you've been drinking, and you could be a danger, a particular danger to other people. This is the same thing with vaccinations, that we are all in this together. We live in a society, and that we all have a shared responsibility for each other to stay safe. And a lot of people who are the anti-vaxxers will say, well, if you're worried, you get your own vaccinations, or just don't go where other people are. And that's the wrong way to look at it. If you don't want to vaccinate yourself or your children, then you should be the one that stays away from them. And I will give you an example of things I see, something I see professionally. So the person I'm going to describe, she's not a real patient. She's an amalgamation of patients, but let's call her Maria. And let's say Maria was in kindergarten, and she started kindergarten, and she was really excited to start school. She wanted to be a big girl and go to school, and she was very curious and wanted to learn to read and all the great stuff we want kids to be doing when they're starting kindergarten. And so kindergarten's going well. She's learning, and she starts having a lot of fatigue, and something's not right. Goes to the doctor, finds out she has leukemia, and has to start treatment for that. And the treatment for leukemia is brutal, and basically you were killing off someone, in this case a 5-year-old, their immune system. So she goes through the treatment and survives, and this treatment takes several months. So she is out the rest of kindergarten, and she misses all of first grade, but she's ready to go back for second grade. So let's say she's just finished chemotherapy and her treatment, but she hasn't been off treatment long enough to get her vaccinations. And so she goes to school, and one of her classmates has a parent who don't think that they should have to vaccinate their children. And so let's say the child gets measles and is contagious before anybody really knows it. And because that child is healthy, they are okay. And we can make the argument that child should not have to go through measles or whatever illness. But Maria has got a compromised immune system, and she does not have the option to have been vaccinated, or at least had finished her boosters. And so she gets measles, and it's way rougher on her, and then Maria dies, and she's a second grader. for something that was totally preventable. Vaccinations do not cause autism. As part of my professional work, I do autism evaluations, and I get this question. And I haven't just Googled things and looked at headlines. I've looked at source documents. As a PhD, I'm trained to conduct and analyze research, and that's what I've done. And at this point, I'm just frustrated that we are spending all of these research dollars to continue to demonstrate that vaccines do not cause autism, when we could be using that money to figure out what really does cause autism and what are the things that we might be able to do to keep a kid from having autism, or at least help them decrease their symptoms and make it less severe. So that's my rant about vaccinations. Vaccinate your kids, please. They're not going to get autism from a vaccine, and it could very well save their lives. And it could also save the life of a child who is either too young or has some other health condition that they just cannot be vaccinated, and they depend upon that herd immunity. And it's not fair that other people have to keep their kids inside for fear that they are going to get sick. If you don't want to vaccinate your kids, or you don't want to vaccinate yourself, don't go into society. But I really hope you do vaccinate your kids, because that's what's healthiest for them and for everyone. Okay, so that's today's car rant. This is kind of good. I feel better. Get this off my chest before I go into work. So, hope you have a great day today. Vaccinate your kids and stay healthy, and I'll check in with you later. Bye.